A couple days later, I grabbed another diver. So I got in the water and found out real quick that it was 85 feet deep. So we went down and we did a methodical search. And before long, visibility was at 0. And we got to where there was only one more pass, and I finished that one last leg. So I just stuck my hand down to turn, and I wasn't even looking to hit a rock or anything under it, but I just happened to put my hand on it.
Lake Powell has a super close place in my heart because I grew up there. I almost went there every summer since I was like 0 to 15. I think Aleja knew how much that place meant to me when she surprised me with organizing my 30th birthday to have friends and family there. Last week, you can watch us frantically try and get our bus ready to live full time in order to make it to Lake Powell to live on a boat for a week. One thing that was funny about this go around at Lake Powell, because I hadn't been in a long time, was when I was 5 or younger, my dad or my parents would take me on this jet ski, this old Yamaha. And those same jet skis that we had sat at my grandpa's for a super long time. You know, they had broken down somewhat, or that, you know, they just hadn't been used in a while. You know, my grandpa always used to like to work on things, and he taught me how somewhat. I'm not on his level how to work on stuff. But after he passed away and his estate was pretty much being liquidated, you know, those were gonna be tossed to the wayside. But I decided I'd give him a shot and fix them up, and in the spirit of my grandpa, bring those things back to life. What's funny is those same wave runners that I was on when I was like Everest's age were the same ones that we were on this year.
We're super thankful. First of all, shout out to our friends and family who made it. It's been really fun. There are so many beautiful things to see here in Lake Powell. It's seriously amazing. If you haven't been here and you are able to come, whether you're camping or renting a houseboat, it's the most amazing place. You have canyons, there's water, there's so much to do. And then of course, there's so much culture to take in. Make sure that you take time to appreciate the Navajo culture.
So on about the 4th day, we go back to a place called the Labyrinth, which is this really cool spot in the lake where you kind of get those super narrow canyon walls that you can kind of go through on a boat or a kayak or whatever. And naturally, I thought, I gotta bring the drone for this shot. Mistake number 1. After we got there, we found a cool spot to lay down. I got the drone out, took it off to fly. I noticed that I didn't have an SD card. So I made the colossal mistake of grabbing our main camera, taking the SD card out, which had everything on it from the summer, and I put it in a machine that flies hundreds of feet in the air. No! It was one of our SD cards that, you know, had a huge amount of memory, and we hadn't had our external hard drive yet. So it had a lot of stuff on there. Our family stuff from when we moved out of our house, kind of the process of starting this whole story was all on that card. I'm kind of flying through this narrow spot, and my return to home notification popped up, and my obstacle avoidance was off because it was like broken. And it clipped the canyon wall and went straight into the water. After I got out of the water, I sat back on the bank and I was just like, what did I do? We tried sending a rope down to see how deep it was, and it was right about 100 feet. So there was no way we were gonna find it. My brother was sweet and like went into town the next day and got like this big magnet strip, tried to fish it out. At that point, I knew it was gone. I mean, the drone's replaceable, but that SD card, yeah, it was tough losing all the stuff on it. I genuinely thought that I was never gonna see it again. I get this picture message on my phone from my dad, and it was a picture of a drone sitting on a boat. I thought he was making some joke about, you know, finding it or something like that, or like he, you know, found a used replacement or something. And I got on the phone with him. He said, hey, you're gonna have to get a hold of the scuba guy. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, he found your drone.
From what John said, that Blake really needs this, and his heart was broke because he lost it. So he sent me a picture of Labyrinth Canyon where it was at. So I rented a boat and a captain to run me up the lake, and we got up there shortly after noon, hoping that the sun would be straight up in this slot canyon to give us a little more light in the water, even though I took my high-powered underwater flashlights. So I got in the water and found out real quick that it was 85 feet deep and visibility was less than 12 inches. So I was tapping real light because the more I moved, the more I stirred up the bottom. I burned a whole tank under there and found nothing. A couple days later, I grabbed another diver, got up there mid-morning, and with our lights, we could still see no evidence of the drone. So we got above the bottom about 2 feet and just started cruising real slow, making a U-shaped pattern so we could cover every inch. And we got to where there was only one more pass, and I finished that one last leg of this U pattern. And I put my hand down just to turn real nice and easy, and I put my hand right on it.
Right when I got on the phone with him, he said, hey, I've got the SD card, you know, do I have permission to plug it in to see if it works? Sure enough, he said he plugged it in and he saw videos of Lake Powell, and I could not believe that we got all of that back. And that's why you can see in our previous videos, we have video of our RV renovations. We have some of our video of our house when we moved. And it was the biggest blessing getting all of that back. Not just for our channel, but just for like us to have the last memories with our home.
Last day on the boat. We are gonna go on one last adventure, and then we're gonna turn in the houseboat and head to our next destination.
Drone submersion testing.